All right, in weather, what a day it is. After Easter, we got the big showers and storms. And in fact, yesterday at this time, we were way below average for our, April 20th date, but today we went way above it with record rainfall at the Kenner Airport. Looking closer at that loop going back to 1 p.m., you can see that we had the big batches of rain. First of all, somewhat scattered and then concentrated on both sides of New Orleans and then kind of merging in the middle all through the afternoon. We dealt with the heavy rain across the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain. They were really back building and just stayed over the New Orleans metro area for a couple of hours plus and dumped that heavy rain. And they were feeding off of a lot of moisture that was working in from the south. We had south winds and we just kept on getting these storms just continuing to dump the rain. So you can see where the big bullseye of rain was. And look at Algiers, almost 10 inches of rain recorded there for today. Other spots like Audubon and City Park, almost 4 inches, more than 5 at the Riverwalk, City Hall and Treme, both almost 7 inches of rain, and Mid-City about 6 inches. And over at Kenner, that 4.39, that's a record for today's date for how much rainfall did fall. The lakefront over 1.5 inches. Other spots like Baton Rouge have been picking up with totals today, but some other spots did not get very much. Again, it was really concentrated in that one particular spot. And looking farther to the north, we're seeing still some rain along this stationary front. And in this case, it did make it out ahead of this front, although we are not going to see that moving in. In fact, it will stay parked there tomorrow and start to lift to the north. So unfortunately, not bringing in some nice cool weather for Zurich Classic and for Jazz Fest. But for a lot of us, we needed the rain, and we did get rain. We didn't need 10 inches of rain all at once, but it is good that we got some rain in a lot of our spots today, as we had been dry for 2 weeks. So I know your lawns and plants probably appreciated at least some of the rain. Moving through our forecast tomorrow morning, a couple of showers around tonight, pretty quiet. Tomorrow morning, pretty quiet. But look at this. In the afternoon, showers and storms starting to crop up again, and things will not be terribly different as far as the atmosphere goes and as far as the front and so forth. All the driving factors will be there tomorrow. So I have a 60 or 70% chance to see some rain tomorrow. And look at this, even Wednesday, although the front will be moving north and we will start to be under the influence of a high, which I'll show you in a second, we could still have some rain around on Wednesday. Tonight, north and south, we're looking for temperatures in the upper 60s. And for tomorrow, high temperatures may only be around 80 or 81. Tomorrow, we will have that same outlook for flooding rain, the marginal risk of some flooding rain. And then later in the week, our upper pattern, you can see, starts to be more under the influence of that high pressure center to our south. So late week and weekend, less rain, and we'll be heating up. Your temperatures will be going up to middle 80s as opposed to the average right now, which is 80. We could be well above that. And keep in mind, we're not getting drier air. That front isn't actually moving in. Nothing is kicking it through our area with nice dry air coming behind. So we're still pretty muggy all the way through the 7-day forecast. You can see those temperatures in the middle 80s, but with the mugginess, could easily feel like about 90 or maybe even lower 90s at points. Note the rain chance Thursday about 20%. Can't rule out an isolated shower, but it looks a lot drier overall and partly cloudy heading into that late week and weekend.